What is the responsibility of the security services when they recruit people and put them in situations where they may be psychologically harmed or even scarred? The Sunday Times reported yesterday the astonishing story of a man who is serving a life sentence for the murder of his child. The man was identified only as Abdi. He had been sent by MI6 to Waziristan, the region of Pakistan bordering Afghanistan, where an extensive militancy was later ended by the Pakistan Army. Liam Kotrie is from Mary Monson Solicitors, who are acting for Abdi, and he's in our Salford studio. Morning, Liam.
Good morning, Michelle.
What was your client's psychological state when he was recruited?
When he was recruited, he was on the face of it, a well man. But it wasn't until he was properly assessed by the security services that they knew that he was susceptible to deep psychological issues should he face any trauma.
This is before he was sent into the field?
It was. Into the field, certainly by MI6, into the tribal areas of Pakistan. Before then, he had been trained. He'd gone through traumatic experiences, just part of the training, a simulated kidnapping. He had to go to Arabic school in Egypt, where he may meet young jihadists in training there, into local mosques, where he believed there may be people working in that capacity there as well. So he was already under great pressure before the assessment was done, but after, he was still sent into those tribal areas and continued to work even after a time in a psychiatric hospital within Pakistan.
And what did he see in Waziristan that affected him so badly?
He was staying in Taliban villages, training camps, and there is overlap between the tribal villages and also the camps there. He saw suspected spies within the village being beheaded. He had to clean bodies as per the Shia law that was being used within the villages themselves. He had to sleep in rooms that were stained in blood. He was in constant fear. He saw people being blown up by drones. So he was not only in fear of the Taliban working in the villages themselves, in the camps themselves, but also US Air Force, the Pakistani army. It was coming from all sides.
And is all of this what is leading you to now? I mean, what are you trying to do to try and get his murder conviction overturned, which is a conviction for the murder of a child?
Yes. Well, we originally ran a trial on diminished responsibility, saying that he was guilty of manslaughter due to his psychological state or psychiatric state, rather than murder. The jury felt otherwise, but we believe we didn't have all the information that we needed at the time. It's thanks to the good journalism done by Gabriel Pogren writing this article in the Sunday Times that gives rise to further information possibly coming forward. And I guess things like this can be a plea to MI5, MI6 to give us further information or even give evidence at a further trial if they were willing to do so.
There was a psychological assessment done at the time, wasn't there, which found that he was not mentally unwell. Are you saying that was done without the right information?
He was assessed during the trial or before the trial, in the preparation of the trial, both by a prosecution and defence doctor, psychiatrist. The psychiatrist for the prosecution believed he did not suffer from PTSD. Now, that psychiatrist didn't have all the information that may become available as a result of this article being written and this story becoming to the forefront of our minds now.
And is there information as his solicitor that the security services have shared with you? Do they engage with the process that you're trying to complete?
The only contact we received from the security services during the preparation of this trial was the psychiatric report. Nothing else. Had we had more, and I was grateful for that at the time, don't get me wrong, but had we had more, it may have changed the face of the trial. We prepared for this trial with one hand tied behind our back because our biggest source of information refused to speak to us.
Liam Kotrie, thank you very much.